Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create a new project. So to do that, we have to click on My Projects, and then we're going to click on the New button. And the project name, we're going to name it Hello Per number 1. Hit OK. And what it's going to do is it creates our new project. The viewer is in the center, and this is where you drag and drop components. The palette is on the left-hand side, and this is where the components are broken down into various categories. So we have the basic category, which has buttons and clocks and images and that sort of thing, text boxes. We have a media section for a camera, a sound player, video player, some animation. There's some social tools in here. If you want to know more information about a particular component, you just need to click on the question mark, and it will tell you some information about that component. Sensors, screen arrangement, there's some Lego Mindstorm components in here. Some other stuff like the Bluetooth server and client, a barcode scanner, text-to-speech. Some more experimental components. TinyWebDB is apparently a really good component. So I'm going to click on Basic, and I want to add a label. So I'm going to take the label component and drag it over to my viewer. The label is just going to show text on the screen. So what I want to do is I want to change the text to Pet the Cat, and these are all the properties. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to change my font to bold and italics. I can change the different font, and I'm going to change the color to red. And then I want to add a button. So I'm going to drag that over to the viewer. I need to change the text to, let's just call it cat for now, and I'm not going to change anything else. But what I want to do is I want to add media to this button. So I'm going to click Add. I'm going to browse my computer for the file, and I want to add this kitty image to it. So the button is going to become an image of a cat, and I just click OK. What this is going to do, it's going to upload this image to the Google Cloud, the App Inventor server. Occasionally it does take a long time for this to upload. If it does, sometimes just refreshing your browser will add the media. Okay, so the image of the cat has been uploaded to the server. So what we need to do is we need to make sure we select the button, and then over here where it shows image, we want to make sure that we tell App Inventor that we want the cat image. So we're going to select it and then click OK. So our button now becomes an image of a cat. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add media to this, and I want to add sound. So I'm going to drag this over. It is a non-visible component, so it shows underneath the viewer. And we're going to add a sound to match this. So we click Add. We're going to choose a file from our computer again, and this time I'm going to select a meow.mp3 file, and then hit OK. Again, it's uploading this file to the App Inventor server. So now you can see down here that we have an image and we also have an audio file. So what we need to do now is we need to open the blocks editor. So click on Open the Blocks Editor. This requires Java. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to load. So the block editor is where you tell the components what to do and when to do it. So if we select My Blocks, you can see that there is a drawer that will open with the available pieces that will tell the cat button what to do when a user selects it. So if I select button 1, you can see that there's all these different pieces. So I want to select when button 1 is clicked, so I'm going to drag this over. But what I want it to do is I want it to play a sound when you touch that button. So sound 1 play. I'm going to drag this over and fit it into this piece. There are additional blocks available. All you got to do is click in this empty space, and you'll notice that there is definition, text, list, math, logic, and control. If you selected math, for example, you'll see there are a lot of different options here, different blocks that you can add, and they all have different events, functions, and properties, that sort of thing. Right now my phone is not connected to my computer, but if I clicked on connect to device, you would see my device listed here. For now I want to use the emulator, so I'm going to click on new emulator. This error or this message tells you to be patient because it does take 2 to 3 minutes for the emulator to become ready. Sometimes it takes even longer the first time you use it, so just definitely let it take some time to load. Alright, so the emulator is loaded, and I'm going to go ahead and unlock this, and it takes a couple seconds for it to load. So what we need to do now is we need to go up to where it says connect to a device, and we want to make sure that we select the emulator. And it's still thinking about connecting to the blocks editor. Again, while it's connecting, if you had your actual device connected, you would be able to look at your phone and see if the app is actually working or not and test it and that sort of thing. So the emulator has loaded, and this is where you can see that the button and the different images and all that have changed. So I'm going to go ahead and close the block editor, and then I'm going to close the emulator. Once you know it works and you've tested it, you can actually package it for your phone. So if you click on package for phone, you can have it show a barcode. You'll see that there isn't a blocks editor is not responding. We need to open the block editor again for this to work. Again, it takes a couple seconds for it to load. And we're going to go ahead and select package for phone, and I'm going to show you that there is a way to add a barcode. So what it will do is it's packaging your app, and it's getting into a nice little format, and it will load a quick response code so that users can scan it and have instant access to your app. One thing to keep in mind is that the QR code is a URL that points to a place on Google servers in which only I can access. This will change soon, I hope. However, if you want to share an app, you can download it to your computer and send the application file, which ends in a .apk extension, to anyone, and then they can install it. And I'll show you how to do this in a second. But here's your barcode link for Hello Per. If I go back to package for phone, I can then download it to my phone, to the connected phone. My phone's not connected, but I can do that and then test it on my phone, or I can download it to this computer. Again, it's packaging it, and it's going to download it to this computer. It'll create a zip compressed file. You could then send that zip file to other people. They could then load it into App Inventor and then work on this in this particular project. So this is a brief orientation to App Inventor.